I'm going to start by giving you a moment to appreciate the majesty of my shirt, because I know it's so amazing that it's distracting, so let's just get it out of the way. There it is. Now, on to the topic at hand. The anime Your Lie in April is very important to me for a lot of different reasons. I just thought I would go through some of those reasons with you here today. First, I have to start with the obvious.
This silence belongs to us, and every single person out there is waiting for us to fill it with something.
The reason that this is obvious is because I actually have this. I don't know if you can see. This silence belongs to us. Obviously, pretty obviously, that's my favorite line in the whole anime, one of my favorite lines of all time. I'm going to tell you why. Also, there's a reason I put it here on my arm. Right there. It's the same reason I put this other one here, though this one has nothing to do with Your Lie in April. But the reason they're on my forearms like that is because I see them as an introduction of myself and as a means of connecting with others. What This Silence Belongs to Us means to me, I've taken it out of the original context it's in. Like, the way I think about it as more than just what it means in this specific scene. When I think about This Silence Belongs to Us, I think about every form of art out there, not just music. And I'm a writer myself. I think about writing specifically for me. And the way I see it is that it's not just this auditorium that's waiting for someone to fill it with something. The auditorium is the whole world. The whole world is waiting for artists to fill the silence with something. If you have something to say, the world will listen to you.
Life is a series of moments, and you love them all. Is that why you sparkle the way you do?
I specifically look at it as the reason that Kaori is able to love every single moment of her life with the intensity that she loves it. The reason that she's able to do that is because she knows she's dying soon. Her enjoyment of life is dependent on that fact. The way I look at that is life is dependent on death. Life needs that contrast to be as vibrant as it is. Death is the ultimate inspiration. It goes along with this phrase, memento mori. I believe it's Latin. It means remember death. Remember that you must die. You will never be more full of life and more appreciative of life than when you bring death into your thoughts and know that it's coming. So that's one takeaway I get from the scene. The other is, it's a bit more of a stretch, but it's something I think about. I don't mean this literally, but I envision each moment of my life as a living thing. No one else has ever seen this before. No one else has ever experienced this before, and no one else ever will. This moment is entirely mine, and its life is agonizingly brief. And I think there is no one in the universe who is able to appreciate this moment but me. That's it, just me. Do I want this moment to live its short life knowing only love or only hate or only disgust? Because it only gets one. If I were that living creature that was only here for one moment and only had time to be shown one emotion, I would want it to be love. That's why I kind of try to live like Kaori.
You're just yourself. And the best part is you don't have to do anything. Change all you want. Or don't change at all. You're you, no matter what.
At the time that I was watching this, I was really struggling with issues of identity, and I still am. But this scene actually really helped me with it. So I had it in my head that I had to work at being myself because my anxiety was holding me back from being myself. And there were things that I wanted to say and wanted to do and didn't because I was too afraid. And me not doing those things out of fear, to me, amounted to dishonesty and insincerity. This scene just made me realize that anxiety is not separate from me. It's not this thing, it's not this force outside of myself that's holding me back. It's a part of myself. So by being afraid of things and sometimes letting that fear get the best of me and not doing or saying what I would like, that's not me being disingenuous, that is me being me, because that's a part of me too. And you know, that isn't to say that I shouldn't work on that part of myself, but I should accept myself as I am and simultaneously acknowledge that I can be better. But no matter what, I'm still me.
I just got dumped. This older boy that I had a crush on. Really cute and a good guy. I guess he was kind of like a package of that fancy ice cream. The kind you never buy because it's too expensive. The kind people go crazy about. The kind that's not my style. Said he liked me. I was thrilled, so I went for it. And now it's over. The worst part is, I really hurt him. I'm such an idiot. How come I didn't know it was in my heart?
So I just mean that scene to be representative of basically Tsubaki's entire arc with not being able to recognize her own feelings. For a long time, I thought I was doing everyone a favor by pushing my feelings away. And I thought so little of myself that I didn't even think I had a right to have them. But Tsubaki and everything that happened with her, with Kosei and that other dude, sorry I don't remember his name, that just helped me to realize that you have to know what your heart is saying. You don't have to act on it. You can do whatever you want with it after you know, but you have to know. I read The Alchemist quite a bit after I had seen Your Lie in April for the first time. But there's this passage in The Alchemist that I think really, it sums up the lesson of Tsubaki's arc a lot better than I could. It's on page 132, if you want to read along at home. "My heart is a traitor," the boy said to the alchemist when they had paused to rest the horses. "It doesn't want me to go on." "That makes sense," the alchemist answered. "Naturally it's afraid that, in pursuing your dream, you might lose everything you've won." "Well then why should I listen to my heart?" "Because you will never again be able to keep it quiet. Even if you pretend not to have heard what it tells you, it will always be there inside you, repeating to you what you're thinking about life and about the world." "You mean I should listen, even if it's treasonous?" "Treason is a blow that comes unexpectedly. If you know your heart well, it will never be able to do that to you, because you'll know its dreams and wishes, and will know how to deal with them. You will never be able to escape from your heart, so it's better to listen to what it has to say. That way, you'll never have to fear an unanticipated blow."
You know, I learned something up on that stage. Everyone has something in their heart that lets them give the song their all. For some, it takes the form of anger. Sometimes it's hope, or the need to be seen. The thought, let it reach them. Thoughts of a parent. All of us brought a different reason onto that stage. Maybe you have to. Maybe going out there empty-handed just doesn't work.
And you? What did you have in your heart up there? What was your inspiration?
I had you.
Essentially what I took away from this, you don't just need to have something in your heart when you're going on stage. You need to have something in your heart always, throughout your entire life. You need something at the core of your being that moves you forward. I also extend it to other forms of art, specifically writing, because I'm a writer, and I think any piece of writing needs to have something at its core too. I don't think any art is done solely to entertain. I think there has to be something at the core, not even a message. It can be just a feeling or a question, but something has to be at the center that the writer or the musician just has to express.
Notes. They're vanishing. The sound of the piano. I can't hear it.
I think the way that he handles his anxiety towards the piano, I think that exemplifies an important lesson that anyone with anxiety should learn about anxiety, and that is you have to face it. You can't run away from what makes you anxious, because if you do, that reinforces it in your brain. If you run away from it, your brain goes, oh, we ran, so it must have actually been dangerous then. What you have to do instead is you have to stay, you have to look at it, you have to assess it, and you have to convince yourself that this can't hurt me. I'm not in danger. It's your fight or flight response kicking in. There's a lion in the room. That's what it feels like. And what you have to do is face it and realize that it's not a lion. That you are safe. You're not gonna die if you don't run. That's the most important thing you can do with anxiety. And it's very hard, I know. That's all I have. If there are any moments in Your Lie in April that really inspired you, leave them in the comments, I guess. Or if there are any moments in any other anime that really inspired you too. I'd love to hear about it. Yeah, that's gonna do it.